Welcome back, everyone. Remember a few days ago I said we occasionally, a couple of times a month, get those glorious, sunny, clear days when everybody floods out to enjoy perfect conditions. Temperature wise it's a little cold, but it's a beautiful day, people. Yep, even the pros are out. How about that? Quite unusual as well for a weekday outside of either the Easter or summer holidays to have a ferry that busy. That is everyone outside on the top as opposed to crowding inside just out of the cold. It is a bit chilly, I'm not going to lie. It's about 4 or 5 degrees wind chill, 1-2 degrees, but it's so crispy and the sunshine is super nice and warm. I mean, just look at the blue sky, folks. You know, spot the cloud. Where is it? There isn't one. Very, very, very nice day, actually, to be honest. Locks, Parisian trend of attaching locks. They're still all over the place up at Sacré-Cœur and Montmartre. They remove them and then pretty quickly they're back. I don't typically go across the other side and film over the Palace of Westminster because the sunshine typically ends up flaring the image somewhat. Today, I don't think that's necessarily going to be a problem. It is bright and very nice, but I don't think it's going to completely destroy the image. Oh, 1 second. People just randomly stopping right in front of me. Try and get across the bridge as well without dicing with death. It really is quite lovely, folks, to be out and about. Last night, looking at the weather, I thought, nah, it's not going to be that nice. I won't bother tomorrow. But I woke up early this morning, and after a swim, I thought, you know what? It's so nice, it would be rude not to go outside and share it. And you can see, people, how everybody else pretty much had the same mindset. Look at it. A massive group of minions over there from some little primary school. Okay, so this, I can't turn it too far, otherwise we will get the flaring, see? This is the Gothic masterpiece that is the Palace of Westminster. Extraordinary, isn't it? Noticing the terrace where MPs could enjoy subsidised food at our expense, ladies and gents. No, Japanese dance. Kind of cute, actually. Hopefully they also managed to spot the VIPs. Incidentally, guys, for those that didn't see it, I did put it on YouTube actually, but I forgot to publish it because I'm so silly. For those that didn't see it, yesterday we had extraordinary footage. After the video had finished, I got a heads up from somebody at Horseguards, that unofficial heads up, that hey, you know, you don't want to be here waiting for the arrival of the VIPs, you want to be there. So Colin and I quickly strutted our stuff over Whitehall, and we're waiting outside the Ministry of Defence. I don't understand these ones where people are taking, look, from behind. Like they're not talking about the fact they're in a video. Yes, you are in a video, ladies. Ukrainians, 100%. Here's a giveaway. So yes, we... oh, what's this? Bro, where did you get this massive teddy?
IGBL.
Where's that? Where is it?
Company for toys.
Oh wow, it looks like it's a Winter Wonderland. My friend, I haven't got any spare hands. Just a guy walking across the bridge with a random massive teddy. He just asked me if I wanted to buy it. It's funny actually, because you often see people walking around, lots of people walking around with those gigantic teddies. But that's normally in the winter, when they come out of Winter Wonderland at Hyde Park Corner. I mean, just look at it. It's just... the chaos is somewhat orderly, actually. So yes, we got we got the VIPs walking right into camera. That footage is on Instagram. I posted it yesterday. Some of you have seen it, most of you haven't, obviously, because you're still not following the Instagram people. There should be 90,100 of you following the London City Walks Instagram. That would even things up with the YouTube channel. So yes, but the VIPs we only found out afterward. We had no idea who they were. Someone was saying Japanese ambassador, Japanese defense minister, Japanese this, Japanese that. In fact, it was actually, ladies and gents, a Japanese general. How about that for seniority? Yes, head of Japanese self-defense or self-defense ground forces, one or the other, was in London for bilateral talks with senior British military officers who were also in the video. I can't remember his rank. I'm not sure if it was Lieutenant General Rolly Walker. Anyway, is the officer that was the British officer, a very senior British officer that was in the video. We didn't know that at the time. We only found out afterward after doing a bit of research. So yesterday's video actually had a very happy ending, folks. I personally love a happy ending. So it's fantastic that it all works out in the end, just like today's weather. Oops. Maybe I'll publish that. It was fun actually, because after I finished filming that little bit with the Japanese staff, a US couple of tourists were there. Very friendly, very lovely, and they were sort of bewildered about, oh, what's going on there? You know, who are these people? So I ended up having a really interesting chat with the tourists from the US as well. I will publish that actually, probably late tonight. I might publish it. We'll see. I should probably have actually published it this morning. Oops. Oopsie doopsie. Wait a second. Gosh. It really feels like the beginning of summer. Temperature aside, folks, the brightness, the throng, even the way that people are moving. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That was the bong for 11:15 on the dot. Bing bong. Okay, look, timed it well this time. And yes, folks, as you're expecting, the queue at the phone boxes is a large one. Now, maybe I'm not filming it well enough. I'll try and give you the perspective that everybody tries to get when they're here for their phone box pictures. A lot of you ask, like, why? Why is this phone box so popular? Why do people queue for so long to get a picture, etc.? I will show you, folks, what it is and why it is. See? Not as massive as yesterday's queue, but it's still pretty sizable. Anyway, so if you get the right angle, if you're kind of kneeling down slightly to the left of the phone box, and your friend or partner or whatever, the one in the picture, is in the right spot on the right hand side of the phone box, you can get, if you time it right and there's no traffic, large heavy vehicles and so on, that's the view, that's the backdrop, okay? That's the only phone box that has that absolutely perfect backdrop. The ones behind me, yes, you get something with backdrop, but it's not that ideal. So that's the reason. I can't actually get, sort of into that position, but that's what it is. If you're on the floor over here, etc., and you're looking up, boom, you've got, like this family over here from China, this absolutely spectacular, world-class backdrop. Let's be honest, guys, there are only really 2 or 3 places in the world where you get a backdrop like this to a picture when you're on holiday. Paris, London. A controversial opinion, but having stood there, I'll tell you it's true. Red Square, the way that Red Square Moscow curves with the earth is something that has to be seen to believe. It's almost like they built a mini earth under the square to make it appear that you're walking across the earth. So those are the 3 money shots. I mean, yes, there are lots of other places in the world that are wonderful and amazing and unique, but for me personally, on my travels, in my life, those are still... It doesn't matter how many times you see them either, actually. Eiffel Tower is still like, every time, because you know most pictures sort of see it from quite far away, but only when you go onto the side streets and you stand there looking up at it, you think like, hold on a second, it's flipping massive. How did they even build it? An extraordinary feat of engineering at the time, much like our Gothic masterpiece, the Palace of Westminster. So we're finally on our way after 10 minutes to horseguards. Thanks a lot, guys, for the positive comments in, or under rather, it wasn't in, the positive comments yesterday vis-a-vis the video that updated about, you know, the runaway horse situation. I made reference to the spammer problem with what I hope was a thorough enough explanation. And the best part of yesterday actually was noting that a few of the anti-John negative brigade crawled out of the woodwork to criticise the troopers in the comments on that video. And then having a look at a few other videos, noticing they commented there on other channels, I didn't hesitate in banning them all. About 15 people got binned. And to re-emphasise, folks, as I said yesterday, because the troopers have expressed extreme displeasure at this consistent and persistent live streaming from fixed positions, if people that I see on my channel are supporting those streams and commenting on those videos, I will unfortunately, guys, have to let you go from my channel, just because I can't in any way, either implicitly or otherwise, be supportive of spammers, because that is the main issue that HCAV are having to deal with. These people that just don't get it. I think in part it's a cultural thing. You know, it's been explained to them so many times that standing here for hours is very disrespectful. But I guess money is more important than common sense. I don't understand what the hell is going on here. Like, what is this? They've completely... Like, what? They've just completely squished at the front of Downing Street. So everyone's supposed to go round or what? I really don't understand. Like, what? Super weird. Wait, let's ask. Guys, are you planning on storming Downing Street, or?
We did, yeah.
Done. What's it for, though? Why are you all here?
Around.
Oh, just cycling around?
Have a good time.
It actually looked like you were going to kind of storm through the gates and arrest Keir Starmer.
Help us, is it? Help us, is it, please?
Oh, what is it? Is it a badger
costume?
Okay,
off we go. I think we're going this way back.
Wait, got it? There you go.
Pulling up.
Pulling it
Try
up.
this
1 second. Oh. I've actually never zipped up a lady in public before, so you're the first. No, it's not my thing. No, I'm not that kind of guy. Do you need help with the badger head, or you alright? Okay. Enjoy it. She's super funny. She said to me, "You're in the mood now." Okay, so that big group, I don't know what they're doing. Very curious. I'm surprised the police haven't opened the gates and told them to get back, because if there's an emergency, they need to open the gates and get somebody out of Downing Street quickly. It's not going to happen with that lot on their bikes. So this dapper gent. Oh, of course he has to be from the France. Obviously, to be dressed like that, c'est bon, c'est magnifique, c'est super. Absolutely amazing, in fact, to be serious. His outfit, very dapper. Rare that you see people so well dressed in London. I should have guessed actually that he was not British, because British people don't have that sort of, you know, it's almost like a visual bon vivant. Oh, they're off. The cycling group, they're off. I think they probably emptied the whole of Santander cycle stations for their little group cycling session this morning. Well, look, there's another guy. I bet he's French as well. All the best dressed people. There's one thing I do actually massively dislike about London compared to Paris. London's quite ordinary. Yes, there are certain, you know, more edgy, interesting places. For example, you know, Camden Lock, Camden Town. But generally speaking, nowhere near as interesting in terms of, you know, people's hairstyles, what they're wearing, this individuality that we're all a bit afraid of, myself included these days. Wow, I mean, that was definitely individuality. Also, I saw, but now I've lost them. There were some Chelsea pensioners walking on a white horse. They must have exited on a side street somewhere. There were 3 Chelsea pensioners that were walking on the other side of the road. They've gone. Yeah, we kind of lost that. In fact, maybe we never had it actually. British people are a little bit more reserved. Most of the interesting people we see dressed here are non-Brits. They're actually primarily French, or we do get quite a lot of Brazilians who are extremely fashionably dressed. Right, okay, so we're here. What have we got, people? I mean, what have we got? I don't actually know, to be honest, what we've got here. It's a bit of a mush. Oh, bubble hat. Okay, so this horsey number 1, it's got to be roughly 11:20 now, so we should get 4 horses in today's video. I mean, if 1 quits, we might even get 5. If 2 quit, we could even end up with 6. And a very, very nice thing to see is that a certain officer with an exceedingly loud and very authoritative voice, who hasn't been seen here for some time, is back at horseguards at the front gate. Horseguards at the front gate. Yes, he is. It's a lovely thing to see, actually. I can't wait to see how busy the yard is going to be doing the changeovers for him to need to use the verbal. Surprisingly busy, eh, people? What do we think? Bear in mind, it's a weekday morning. Very busy. Lovely thing to see, actually. That's the light at this end. This trooper, this horse, beautiful light. Of course, he seems very, very chipper, alert, awake, and happy, to be quite honest. I mean, this one immediately, just because of the light, is going to have to be a picture of the morning, if not of the entire day, that's for sure. Magnificent looking horse. Don't know which one it is yet, and maybe we won't even get to know until afterward. We'll see. You just try and get. Oh, obviously now horse is getting Shiloh. We'll see. That's better. Oh, now he's sticking his tongue out. Horse, can you just be like normal for 1 second? Every time we're just about to take the picture, guys, and then Horsey has his little moment where he doesn't want to look at us or be calm. Okay, I think we got it. Right, let's have a quick look at the number. I'm just taking this for my own benefit so that later I hopefully won't muck up the naming. It's really hard actually to see what I'm doing because the light behind me is shining on the phone screen, which is making it very problematic to actually see what on earth I've just taken a picture of. 1 second, if I go into the yard out with the sunshine, we might get a bit more of an idea. Let me see if I can actually have a look. Oh, 1 second. Oh. Right. Whilst it's quiet, guys, and there's zero chance of anybody grabbing my phone because I've got a bunch of police officers standing right behind me, let me have a quick look at the list because I think I can see which number it is. Okay, interesting enough, there's no reception at all in the yard this morning. Nothing. Completely dead phone. Now that's interesting. Is that a coincidence? We were just talking about last week. I'm going to restart the phone and see what happens afterward, but at the moment there is absolutely no reception. Nothing. Zero. It's like there isn't even a network. Okay, I've restarted it. I'll check it again in a couple of minutes. Let's have a march out the back in the meantime. It looks, at least for the moment, unless I missed something at the front, as though there's no one else here today filming. That's interesting. Maybe the benefit office came along. Or perhaps there's something going on out in the back instead. Let's see. Oh, Colin's here, so something must be happening. What could it be? I got so excited then. I saw you here looking at something. I thought, what is it? Is it going to be like...
No, I'm just taking, just watching them kids jumping up down on the wire.
Yeah, I thought maybe there's like a bunch of horses lined up.
No, there's nothing. I was just watching them kids jumping up and down.
Never mind. It was a general. The guy that we got yesterday was the general of the Japanese self-defense ground forces, apparently.
Oh.
So a bit of a bigwig. And the British officer who was at the front was Sir Rolly Walker.
Well, did you eat what? Did you ask? Or did you Google?
No, I was having a little look at what it was about, and yeah, it was Japanese self-defense forces and so on. So we actually got some bigwigs without realising it, which is nice. Busy this morning or kind of quietish? No? But the light is just like, wow, no? Yeah, it is a bit bright. Okay, folks, so I got so excited, and I thought maybe they brought like horses out in the sunshine or something. It wasn't just Colin that was looking across, it was a few people. I'm thinking, hold on. There must be a reason for that. Right, phone's rebooted. Have we got any reception? Oh. It looks like we haven't. Now, could the MOD have been super smart and installed a signal blocker here at Horseguards to get rid of the spammers? Sadly not, folks. I've just got reception back. Right, let's have a look. One can hope. Let's have a quick look as it's loading. Wait, which horse that was. Can't wait till my new phone arrives in a couple of days. This one is getting my nerves. It's incredibly temperamental. So that horse, I think, is Vengeance, the one we just took a picture of at the front that I said will be a picture of the day in the sunlight. I'm reasonably sure it's Vengeance. The only problem is, and this is a massive issue with the horse hoof stamping, is that often a 1 can look like a 7. And a 7 can look like a 1. Yeah, it is a bit of an issue. Oh, somebody took my advice and decided to pretend that they're a postman. Look. Is that the same postman as yesterday, or is that a different postman that's actually not a postman that did actually buy his high-vis on eBay? Bing bong. Okay, perfect timing to see whether or not the gatesman is going to head out. This trooper is looking. Oh, her friend has told her about La Linea. There's the line. Saved her, in fact, from getting a verbal blasting. Okay, here comes our gatesman. I'm going to sort of stand without moving as he approaches the camera. In fact, today's gatesman was yesterday's boxman in the box behind us. He's now swapped roles. And just to re-emphasise, folks, that there is now no distinction in terms of how well the troopers are presented. That means that 2 troopers are awarded the boxes. That was abolished last year. It's now even Stevens, and each trooper rotates. There are a couple of exceptions. Okay, we all know one famous trooper, much loved, no longer in HCAV, that was never seen on a horse in the box. However, that now has changed. They all rotate.
Did you notice the trumpeter was different yesterday? Was you here for the long?
Yeah, I kind of got it, but I was here and the gate was closed.
One went in, then the one went back out. Then the other one went in, and that was you. So I don't know what happened, why they done it like that. And when they were left, the trumpeter left playing the trumpet.
It's been an interesting week, actually. One thing I forgot to tell you, and even mention in the video, is that after the incident on Monday, when the trooper was thrown and the horse was running all over the place, we saw 2 officers riding through the tunnel, lifeguards. One, a corporal of horse, the 3-bar, the other, lance corporal of horse. But the person wearing the lance corporal of horse's lifeguard cloak wasn't even a lifeguard. He was a Blues and Royals that had gone out to help the binned lifeguard. Apparently they call it binned when somebody gets thrown off the horse. So that's I have no idea why, folks. Yeah.
Charlie messaged me and told me that was
Yeah, that was, yeah. I only found out about that yesterday or the day before. I did see it. It's most of it, but not all of it, because I had to cut most of it out. The kind of crazy bit was in Monday's video, yeah, with the horse running all over the place. Oh, there we go, folks. It just effectively charged the horse. Brilliant. I think we got that on the camera. Just about. It's okay, it's okay. I mean, what were they arguing about? I don't know what that was about. I think she was trying to go and get a picture and he was saying like no or whatever, dragging her away. Oh goodness me. It's funny guys, we see some very interesting people here, but...
Yeah, there's another one out there now, look at that. He didn't shout at her, did he?
It's very interesting how they decide that some people deserve to get charged.
The other side has.
What is... I don't understand. So folks, we've just noticed no boards on this side.
There's one on the other side.
Just one, yeah? Let's have a quick look. This is super odd. Okay, so we know that the trooper behind us is enforcing it. They got both of them up there.
One at the bottom, see it?
That's super odd, isn't it? That they would hang a pair on one side and then not on the other side. And to be fair to any of the tourists that go in the box on this side, there's nothing to tell them that they're not allowed to. Is there, really? Not that, you know, they deserve a get out of jail free card, but strictly speaking, if there's no signage, people are not mind readers, especially if it's their first ever time in England or seeing this here at horseguards, folks. Good to see the officers in their shades today.
Have you ever seen it in Sainsbury's when you're using a shopping trolley? One puts it the chain in the wrong way, and the other one puts it in one way, and then you got to go hunting to put it away.
And you don't get your pound back.
No, it's because some... Do you know what it is? It's a foreign... It's these Indians, they don't know what they're doing.
Oh, is that what it is? They put it in the wrong way?
They put it in the wrong hole. You see, the small ones go in the small hole,
I thought that,
and the big ones go in the big one.
I mean, to me that's interesting because I thought that in most nationalities that put it in the wrong hole were Catholic.
I live near South. And you know what South is? South
I have, yeah.
So South. Yes, definitely.
I can't believe we're talking about the wrong holes on. This is supposed to be a family-friendly channel, Colin. You've distracted me now. Oh, good lord. Sorry, folks. Oops. Yeah, that's definitely more of a Brazilian thing.
Sí, papi, si puede, junto de él, sí.
Okay, so Papi's realised that he's allowed to be on the line.
¿Tú en el mío o en el de allá, mami? En el de allá, mami.
Oh.
Why don't you shout at him? Look. He's in the box.
Oh, actually, strictly speaking, he is in the box, yeah. Wait, have we ever actually seen a police officer getting told to get out of the box? I don't think that's ever happened, realistically. But yeah, we've got an officer, guys. I'm not going to film him because we don't need to, but he's in the box.
Don't let us in the box.
That's a good point, yeah.
This is a public area, so really they can't do nothing about it.
But apparently there's an agreement with Westminster Council so that, yes, it has now been legally enforceable. Because, yeah, there was a bit of doubt to start with. Colin's got a point there. There was a bit of doubt originally. This is why it took so long to have the boxes painted, folks. Quite an interesting one, to be fair. Oh, cue ball. Got a bit lost. Genuinely surprised to see the trooper adopt the King's Troop Royal Horse Artillery approach to enforcement. We did get it, I think, in the background as I was talking to Colin. I hope we did anyway. Who's next? I mean, there was a massive group actually around the front here until that moment when the troop moved the horse forward, and that scattered them all. Lots of fluffy earmuffs and suitcases today. But then again, it is a little bit chilly-willy, so the place seems super low compared to usual. I don't mean that in any disparaging way, I just mean how they're really observing the crowds at the front as opposed to in the yard. So if we know the approach that's been taken at the other end, obviously I'm extremely keen to find out which approach is being taken at this end. If anybody decides to transgress, I mean they might not, we could be here all day and they wouldn't. We're not going to be here all day, folks, just to confirm. Yep, double-hatted. She's got the right idea today, that's for her, for sure. Say again? Of course you can. Yeah, 1 second, guys. Let me just pause the video. 1 moment, everyone. Folks, apologies for the break. Very, very, very interesting conversation. That was, should we say the authorities? That was the authorities. I'm not going to say more than that. A very interesting conversation for almost 15 minutes. To give you an idea, I mean, went out 10 to noon. Let's just say, and I don't announce this lightly, the change is coming in a very good way, folks. Yeah. If you remember back to last year when I first mentioned that, hey, change is coming, a couple of weeks or maybe a month or so before the boxes were painted, before the signage was redone and so on. Yeah, it might not be that kind of change, but change is coming, and I appreciate the heads up hugely. I think that happened this morning because there's no one else filming. I'm the only one here, and the last thing the authorities want is me in discussions with somebody on camera. So that was beautifully timed. In fact, to be honest, it did make me jump though when I got the tap on the shoulder. Okay, back in the yard. Colin's still here, police is still here, Taurus is still here, Gatesman is still here, and the Chitsman is still here. It's an interesting and curious morning because there are a lot of people here, but they're kind of all over the place. Very curious about what's behind the gates as well. Notice we've got a perfect light arc that isn't on the trooper. Poor trooper, in fact, is pretty much standing in the dark. Look, like he's in a cellar. When you compare that to the light in the centre. Extraordinary, eh? I can't tell if you're like standing there because you're freezing or... Oh, what, after the changeover?
Yeah.
Wait, how long have we got actually? Not long, I don't think.
No, only 10 minutes.
Interesting tap on the shoulder, and apparently a lot of changes coming here again shortly as well. Getting rid of a lot of idiots that stand here all day. Well, they're going to try anyway. So, aren't you just miss the sarcasm? How long do I typically stand here on a day when you see me?
I don't know, because I go home before you go home.
Well, I mean the videos, that's the length of time that I stand here, so an hour per video.
Oh, okay.
What, you thought I stand here all day like those clowns at the front?
Well, everyone's a clown that do YouTube photos.
Oh, wait, what about people that post their photographs or other material on Facebook? Like your good self? Colin's deadpan sense of humour is brilliant. Classic British humour. Always taking the what out of me, but in a very good way. I love it. Okay, so back to the hunt. I will try, folks, without wishing to intrude, to get us on a reasonable spot for the changeover. I think instinctively this will be the more interesting part. Sorry, go ahead. Sorry, but there are so many people here and it's so busy. Wait. Okay, there we go. Oh, there's another one. We just caught this guy, Mr. Mineral Water Bottle, getting told to get out of the box. So this trooper is doing an absolutely sterling job. And the second that we walk out of the yard, new guards just gone in. That said, they're not in uniform, so yeah, wouldn't have filmed their faces anyway. Not close up at least. Gosh, it's really good actually to see how much is on it at this end. The other troop at the other end hasn't yet had a reason, because nobody that I've seen has gotten themselves up super close yet. Extraordinary good fortune though to to have caught both of the shouts at this end, and neither of which were intentional. In other words, I wasn't actually looking at the camera when they happened, but I'm pretty sure we got both. Someone with his dog has just come out the front gate and walked to the other end. Actually, a hell of a lot of what very much looked like to be new troopers heading into the stable area, showing their military IDs to the police. That said, I know the Blues recently had quite a good number of new chaps join, some of whom we've seen already, others we will see in time. But this summer, we're going to be seeing a lot of new faces. And to be honest, I see that as being a huge positive. Why? Because it shows that the regiments are having no issue recruiting, and more importantly, that people that have seen the function that these soldiers perform here, ceremonial, and to a lesser extent, I mean, in terms of public awareness, the armoured side down in Bulford are obviously admiring it, thinking, you know what, that looks exciting, that looks interesting. I get to mix with the public, I get to see and spend a lot of time in London, plus I get time with the armoured side. And signing up, that's got to be a positive, folks, for the army. And I dare say that the increased exposure across social media on many platforms has got to have had a positive influence on the numbers that are coming forward, inquiring about signing up. I think the initial commitment actually is 4 years, which I guess when you're 16, 17 years old, doesn't seem that dramatic. That's what better way to learn respect, discipline, and a trade at the same time than by joining the army. It's going to be very interesting to see in a few minutes when the officers come out to clear the front. This is partly why I wanted to start here. The verbal. She's in the box. Troopers looking, deciding. I mean, you couldn't charge the horse at her because the horse doesn't charge sideways, or not a 90-degree angle that sharp. Oh, Miss Lime Scooter. Politely ducking. Ta-da! It's my horse. My absolute favourite conditions to be filming in, folks, when we've got tourists one by one, or 1 plus 1. And the numbers here, look, they're very, very, very healthy. It's a non-guard change day, people. Nothing's happening here fundamentally, except just people coming along, enjoying the sunshine, and occasionally stopping. Also, old troopers on duty inside the gate. That building. We've only got a couple of minutes. I can't see the clock from where I'm standing. 1 second. Annoying enough, we didn't even get a picture of this beautiful horse with this little white patch under his eye. Sorry, go ahead. 1 second. Let me try and get a couple of pictures of this horse now and his number. That way I can also have a quick look at it later. Zoom in. Zoom out. Horsey at the moment is actually looking directly at the camera. Perfect. Trooper's glancing and using his judgment and discretion. Is it worth shouting at somebody because they have half a foot over the line? It's really not. It's really those that just march over like they're entitled to enter the box, and or I guess when the trooper thinks they're approaching the horse. I didn't actually see what happened when that fellow was charged earlier, but I'm massively interested in having a look at that. Hopefully, we definitely got the charge. I'm just not sure whether we got the reaction of the tourist to being charged. Make it sound like a sort of police documentary, don't I? They're getting charged. Lady's asking lots of people. Oh, that's an interesting outfit. Look at this. I'm not sure if that, what is it, like a lion? A lion and a bear. That's the brave tourist that gave a complete stranger her phone and said, "Can you take some pictures of me?" We've got our last one or two coming over. Yeah, we have. It's 1 minute to the bell apparently. Healthy numbers in the yard as well, actually. I've got no clue which two troopers we might see in the boxes. I wasn't expecting these two. It actually confuses it a little bit because you're kind of expecting to see the same face you saw yesterday, but then you realise, hold on a second, you might not. Bing bong, and we're off any moment. Oh. Oh my good lord, there's the extraordinarily, gloriously powerful voice of the returning officer in the distance. He could actually stand at Buckingham Palace and tell everybody to get behind the bollards, and they still hear him. His voice is a wonder. Look at the light, guys, in the yard as it hits the Portland stone. Is that not absolutely spectacular or what? It's like a painting, isn't it? It doesn't even look real. Wow. Let's move like a teeny bit. There we are. Got the entire lantern. Extraordinary. I wonder actually when they were building this whether or not they had figured in just how wonderful the light falls, or whether it was just good fortune. Right, here come the two new horses. In fact, I think we've got coming to the box at this end the lady trooper who was this box at this end yesterday. There's Corporal of Horse. My horses. It's a funny thing actually, one would be expecting a dismount. It's so kind of summery. The light is, it's wonderful. Okay, they're also changing over the gatesman and shitsman. I'm going to carefully follow the tour group into the yard. Every time I glance at the camera, it's just like it explodes now. The image explodes because of this beautiful, beautiful light we've got today. Let's get ourselves on the corner here to pick up the troopers coming toward the camera. This is probably the best spot. A little bit gloomy, folks. There's no sun in this part of the yard, but oh, he's just adjusting his colleague's plume. Zooming over the officer's shoulder gives us a clearer picture of what's happening. Sorry guys, the light is not great. The tunnel is actually exceptionally gloomy at the moment, so we won't be heading in there. The sunlight desperately trying to reach the arch. There they come. In fact, that's the very tall trooper that we saw in the box yesterday. notice, in fact, he absolutely towers over his colleagues. He's got a good foot on the others. He's not 7 feet tall, by the way, people. Maybe including the plume, yeah, but... Officers are telling everybody off on the corner here. They're telling them to move because they're kind of in the way. Okay, that was very quickly done. Get myself way back. Nobody's going to be in his way because the officers are really on it today. Oh, that was still a pretty close call, to be fair. That was a. I thought you were going to be on it. Missed that one. Okay, so the changeover is complete, folks. Very healthy numbers. One second, just a friend of mine just arrived, so now I'm not the only one filming, but that's good because he will be here when I'm not, so there'll be more wholesome horse guards fun on his channel later. And we're done. Okay, let's go and have a look at the front, which horses we've got. Oh my goodness, how did it suddenly get so busy? Thanks, bud. What a gloriously chill day, folks. I thought we might have a diplomatic or government convoy coming along then. Notice how quickly those outriders sped past. But no such luck. It's not His Majesty. Okay, best looking couple award goes to this pair here today. Oh, I'm getting deja vu, folks, at this end. She's back. Who's going to come over next, I wonder? Actually, interestingly enough, for some reason, one second, sorry folks, I've just noticed how crowded it is. I'm not going to get run over by the coach. How crowded it is at this end, especially around the box itself. Very curiously crowded. Now, the other day, when we were here, this particular trooper was on it immediately when somebody got close to the horse. Perfect light now, like perfect to be outside. The light is just like today.
I came up to 2 weeks.
In fact, I didn't see you here for a while. Yeah. Okay. Sorry guys, I couldn't move for a second because there's a family group right in front of me. My friend is filming at that end, so it makes sense to capture the other end. Otherwise, footage gets duplicated, something potentially could be lost. But we'll see. We can move back if it ends up being super quiet here. This end definitely got the light, but it just doesn't have the numbers that the other end has. I have no idea whether or not the 2 troopers that are on duty now will also decide to charge their horse at unruly tourists.
A gente vai na porta. Acho que o palácio só pode entrar quando eles estão de férias, eles não vão de férias.
Okay, we've got our first admirer, horse admirer, admirer whisperer. So the colour of her trainers doesn't scare the horse. I haven't actually asked the troopers what goes through their mind when they have somebody who just sort of stands there, somewhat entranced by the magnificence of the horse. The horse is a bit like, I'm not looking away first. Both sides now, poor horse. Her husband, Billy Bob, is saying we are flying back to Arkansas in 3 hours. We need to go and pack. There are tons of people getting pictures, but they're all behind me. So many people are now using the bollards as effectively as the red phone box, actually, as a place to rest on to get a good picture. And I understand it, to be fair. Haven't yet seen any tourists that are interesting enough to have a chat with, or any super unusual, eccentrically dressed, entertaining people. But then again, one can't have that every day.
Don't cross the
Just from the ladies, make it very, very clear. Go, 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 but don't cross the line, okay? Second most stylish tourist of the day. Just like hanging off the bollard, boots and everything, like it's a fashion show. Go about these two bros, 1 second. Trooper just told them to get out of the box. I had a feeling. Wow. Pretty on it today, aren't they? It would appear. I think they were actually taking a small video when they were told to get out of the look. This obviously is the other danger, guys. Just like it was before with the rains, people now expecting that they're going to get told to get out of the box and making a little kind of selfie video whilst they're posing with the horse, because that way they get a guard reaction in the background. So I can understand actually why some of the troopers might be hesitant. They're clearly enjoying the fact that they got, the video they wanted. Bros Day here at Horseguards. Oh, hold on. She's saying, can she pat the horse? The trooper said nothing. Didn't even acknowledge her. Trooper's just completely blank-faced at her. I mean, fair's fair. He's at work. You know, it's like, why are you talking to me? you see when she said, "Can I touch the horse?" He just like, he didn't even move, didn't even look. Completely gloriously stern-faced, actually. The trooper at that request. I thought, with her body language, she was going to produce an apple. Like that lovely tourist the other day. I think it was Monday that tourist had the apple. And I said, "Is that an English apple?" Yeah, it's true, guys. The troopers will still say no, even if it's well, not necessarily all the troopers. I mean, how long has it been, folks, since we saw somebody actually getting permission to feed an apple to the horse? Maybe 3 months. There were a couple of videos last year with troopers actually giving permission. But then again, things have definitely got a lot stricter since then. I would honestly be genuinely very, very surprised if a trooper did give anyone permission to give an apple. However, we still sometimes get troopers that, you know, it's their first day or they just started and they're not quite sure of whether or not they're allowed to accept a gift, either in the boots or indeed an apple for the horse. Both horses are good looking, but this one is definitely the one that's getting all the attention from the ladies today. Look, edging closer with very bright trainers. Everyone that wants to buy this horse has got super bright trainers today for some reason. Oh, that's just made me hungry now. Look at that, she's carrying chocolate chip cookies. I think actually, me mentioning at the beginning of the video, the temperature today is quite low, but there's no wind chill. It just is what it is. In other words, the air is oddly static. There's no breeze, no wind chill factor at all. There was on the bridge, but here, very strangely static actually. Maybe that's why the horses are so chill today. The common consensus seems to be that the issue on Monday was the wind. What the hell? I thought Rolf Harris was no longer with us. He's forgotten a didgeridoo. To be honest, it's probably not a compliment to say to any tourist, "Oh, you look like Rolf Harris." There's another tourist that seems besotted at this end. It's actually a curious thing because it's almost always the ladies that give the horses a super amount of attention. Oh, got shy now. Curiously enough, very, very, very funny how she was 1 minute happy there, etc., and then all of a sudden not happy. I'm not sure why that happened. Lunchtime jogging clubs in and out. Look at this. Amazing they don't run into each other, to be honest, isn't it? The groups and individuals jogging in and out. Very curious. Okay, this is big friendship group just turned up on the left. Oh. Oops.
C'est marrant et rouge. Il a la noire, et le bleu
Everyone's being super careful, look, and observant of the line. He says before somebody tries to walk into the box. don't know, they formed a massive sort of Maginot line around the box. Oh look, he's saluting. Mr. de Gaulle over here. Monsieur de Gaulle. Mr. Huggy Bear. What, we're jogging through the gate and actually posing for a picture today. They're pushing each other over there to get a picture. Bro, excusez-moi. It's okay, it's okay. Oh, here we go. I was just about to say who's going to salute next. I mean, to be honest, they are kind of being sweet about it. It is possible to do a serious-ish salute without being disrespectful. We've certainly had a lot more people making silly faces than the other troopers for some reason. I don't know why. Oh the law, who's next? His facial expression. Just we're trying to get, a clear spot. Somebody else walks in front. It's virtually impossible at this end. In fact, even the delivery guy has stopped to get a picture. Look at that. Now the students are saying "j'ai peur," which I think means I'm scared. I prefer "j'ai faim," to be honest. I'm hungry. Something like that, or pretty much anything else, to be honest. J'ai peur, j'ai faim, je suis fatigué. 1 second. Who is next? Well, actually, wait. All of the groups here are French speaking. Another one behind me at this end. They're all Frenchies. Lots and lots and lots of them. I mean, other things are bad. Macron made a fool of himself in that TikTok video. Plus, apparently, the Louvre is going to be moving the Mona Lisa. But I wouldn't have thought that were, or those collectively were enough of a reason to migrate to the UK en masse. Our economy is doing a little better though. Oops. Every single person here right now is from France. Sorry. All of them. Many of whom are coughing all over me, so I'm going to move again. We're sadly almost at the end, which is very regrettable, folks. But it might not have been the most eventful of mornings, but it certainly was the most interesting. It'd be really, to me personally, interesting to see what happens when Easter arrives and we get those absolutely ridiculous numbers, the throng, etc. that we get around the horses when you have the school holidays. Half term, which is coming soon, will be an interesting little test. But Easter is really going to be the first major stress test of the new rules. Okay, so we did briefly see him. The extremely tall lifeguard is the gatesman. And the chitsman, both of whom are being, thank you, Both of them are being completely left alone, which is curious this morning. Most people entering the yard when it's empty are kind of like, hold on, look, it's a soldier. And if we look through the tunnel toward the parade ground at St James's Park, there are a lot of people out and about enjoying the sun. But that said, the parade ground is a glorious sun trap. To be honest, I'm surprised they don't hand out deck chairs like they do in St James's Park. You could actually sit there on Horseguards Parade and get a bit of a tan in the morning. And I'm really not exaggerating, it is an absolutely glorious sun trap. Okay, back to the front. We'll be finishing up in just a minute or two, guys. I was hoping we get at least one or two really interestingly dressed or eccentric tourists, or somebody with a placard, just something that is out of the ordinary. But it's very, 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 very ordinary in every respect here today, which is not necessarily a bad thing. At the end of the day, if the horses are happy, we should be happy. Am I right or not? Yep, he's right. This is having guys right. He just said something, do something, and whatever he said, and I have no idea what it was, I agree with him. If anybody got that, the Italian folks, I'd appreciate if you could quickly translate it in the comments. So, trooper here, get out the box. Trooper before that other end, get out the box. I mean, overall, bit of a difference, eh? In other words, very clear enforcement by the lifeguards today compared to yesterday. In fact, noticeably different enforcement.
Yeah, that's it. He'd be bang in the middle for me. I think he could be.
One thing that you might have noticed as well, everybody, is that on a few of the spammy channels, it seems that the comments are either not really checked, or if they are checked, they're not moderated. Because I've noticed that there is a huge and completely unacceptable level of criticism of the troopers and their enforcement of the boxes on other channels. I personally not only remove those comments that are hypercritical of the troopers, but I typically ban the person that made the comment in the first place, because the way that I see it is that if you're that type of keyboard warrior who wants to sit there typing out, troopers useless, troopers this, troopers like, you know what, wrong channel, go and do it on someone else's channel. And this is and will remain always a pro HCAV channel, which means that negativity in terms of comments directed towards the troopers is not something that I would personally find acceptable. Constructive criticism is one thing, but overt negativity, especially name calling, absolutely not. No way. And that, folks, I think, in all honesty, is very close to our closing shot here at Horseguards today. Probably less than 1% of all the people that have come through the gates or walked along Whitehall have actually stopped for a picture. You can see right now there's like 50 people here, all firmly outside the box. Extraordinary. Oh, sorry, 1 second. Trying to get a group picture, but people walking through constantly. Are we going to get a final tourist or not, or is that it? Oh, here he is.
Sorry, I don't want to talk to you, Jack.
It's okay. Everyone does it, Chad, don't worry about it. I mean,
weird though.
Why? Well, you think the soldier's going to be kind of like, don't take a picture of my horse?
I don't know, I just feel a bit... Hold on. Go on, get a picture of me, buddy.
Okay, let's hope he doesn't get in the white box. You were super close to the line.
Are you not supposed to go on?
No, they put it down a few months ago, and it's now kind of like most people are supposed to be, like, outside the box. Otherwise, like, you might end up on somebody's tits off.
Oh, no. Thanks, mate. Have a good
Well,
day.
my pleasure. See you guys.
Sorry.
Okay, folks. So there we have it. We did get some nice and interesting people to talk to in the end. And this guy definitely wins hat of the day. Not only for the warm choice, but it's pretty stylish too. Guys, I'm out of here. I'll be back soon. Maybe even tomorrow in the pouring rain. Bye for now.